Welcome back to Cassidys Craveable Creations. Today I have the ultimate comfort food recipe to share with you, Paleo Chicken Pot Pie. It's a dairy-free, gluten-free, grain-free, and can also be made low-carb and keto. And to see more recipes like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell below so you'll be alerted each time I post a new video. So we're going to start this Paleo Chicken Pot Pie with the filling. To get started, we're going to chop up this onion, 3 stalks of celery, and 2 or 3 carrots. Okay, so I have the vegetables cut up, and all we're going to do is we're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter in a skillet over medium heat. And for dairy-free, you can use dairy-free butter, ghee, or coconut oil if you would like. However, I really like the taste of butter in this recipe, so I would recommend a ghee or non-dairy butter over coconut oil, but coconut oil can be used if you need to use that for your diet. Okay, so as soon as that's melted, we're going to add the vegetables that we chopped. And we're going to saute these along with 1/4 to 1/2 cup of frozen peas until everything is nice and tender. I wish you could smell this because these vegetables have been sauteing in butter. They've got nice and tender, and it just smells so good and fragrant. So now we're just going to add the rest of the filling ingredients. And for the filling ingredients, we're going to add coconut milk, full fat canned coconut milk. If you're not dairy free, you can add heavy whipping cream. I'm just adding 1 cup of that. 2 cups of cooked shredded chicken. And if you're not using leftover chicken, or you could use leftover turkey, you can check out my really easy Instant Pot shredded chicken thighs. I'll put a link to it right up here over my left-hand shoulder. And you'll also find a way to make it in the oven if you don't have an Instant Pot. It'll be on the printable part of the recipe. So we add the shredded chicken. Yum. 1 cup of chicken broth. A teaspoon of ground thyme, and I love thyme, especially in this recipe. It just tastes so good and gives it so much flavor. Salt, and some freshly ground pepper. So I'm just going to stir this up here, and we're going to let it simmer until it thickens up a little bit, probably for 10 or 15 minutes. And while this is to the side simmering, I'm going to show you how to make the topping. So for the topping, we're going to use my keto and paleo pie crust recipe. And I will put a link to that up here over my left-hand shoulder, and it will also be in the recipe in the description below. And just as a side note, if you're not keto or low carb, I also have a pie crust recipe that's just paleo, that's made with starch instead of coconut flour. And it makes the crust just like a tiny bit flakier, and it also has an egg-free option if you are egg-free. Okay, so now I made this last night and put it in the fridge overnight so it'd be nice and cool and easy to roll out. So all I'm going to do is roll this out, and I'm going to invert it over the pie filling. And if you didn't use a cast iron skillet or a pan that's oven safe, then you can just pour the filling into an oven safe dish and then invert the pie crust. So I put the pie crust on parchment paper, and then I covered it with plastic wrap. And a lot of people cover their pie crust with parchment paper instead of plastic wrap, but I like plastic wrap so much better because it comes off even easier than parchment, and you can see what you're doing. And so I'm just going to roll out from the center until it gets big enough to invert over the filling. Now that the pie crust is rolled out, I'm just going to take the plastic wrap off and invert this over the filling. I turned it off, but it's still bubbling pretty good. Okay. This is always so scary. Oh, it's breaking a little bit. Here we go. Ah. Ooh, oh, right. Came off pretty good. These little edges I didn't have rolled down very good. That came off. And it only really broke one time, and we can just patch it up real easily. And I'm going to go around the edges and just kind of press them into the side of the pan so the crust is nice and sealed. And kind of make it look kind of pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect. A chicken pot pie is supposed to be kind of rustic looking anyways. So when you get it how you want it to look, and you get all the edges sealed up nicely, we are going to brush it with an egg wash. And you really don't have to do this, but I find that it keeps the crust from being dull. It makes it shiny, and it gives it a nice pretty brown color. And so it's really just for looks, but you know, no one wants to eat ugly food. You want it to be so pretty. So we'll brush this egg wash on here, and I'm going to bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for around 20 minutes, or until the top is nicely brown and the filling is bubbly and hot. This just came out of the oven, and I actually ended up cooking it closer to 30-35 minutes because the top for some reason just wasn't getting browned. But it's browned now, and it smells absolutely delicious. It's a little bit cold outside and cloudy, and I can't think of anything more comforting than this Paleo chicken pot pie to be eating. So now I'm just going to use a spoon to cut into it, and I just cannot wait to try this. It looks so delicious here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see that crust and then all the yummy juices and vegetables inside. It just looks delicious. If you get the chance to try this, please let me know how you liked it in the comments below. Okay. Welcome back to Cassidys Craveable Creations. Today I have the ultimate comfort food recipe to share. Okay, so for this Paleo chicken pot pie recipe, we're going to start with the filling. It is now. Okay. This is like really smoking. Okay, so for this Paleo keto pot pie recipe, no.